and so an important text, Black Reconstruction, and he'll continue to write until the end of his life. So in the latter part of his life, he's going to be blacklisted in the 1950s with the McCarthy through the McCarthy connections with the McCarthy hearings and stuff like that. He'll and then he will leave America and go to Africa, where he will die in exile. So he leaves, to at the end of a long and notable history of fighting for equality and freedom in America. So, a great figure in American history and a great, writer and really, philosopher. I would say he's one of our great American philosophers, one of our great American social philosophers specifically. Okay, so moving along here, let's see the text, right? So let's talk about the text. So I found a new text, right? So this is on, so I've downloaded this and I've put it up on the website, and I would appreciate if you use this text instead of the first one that I put up. So this is from, Oxford World Classics edition, an excellent one, and it breaks it down so in a good way. So the introduction, I'm covering a lot of stuff that the introduction covers, but always feel free to read it. And then gives you a chronology of his life. I gave you some of the highlights just now. And then it gets to the text. Okay, so this is where you're going to begin on the forethought, right? So he has this introduction, the forethought, and at the end he has a conclusion, which he calls the afterthought, right? So he gives it a different designation. So the forethought and chapter 1 of our spiritual strivings are very closely connected. So you should read those in sort of, one as one block, right? And then chapter 3, which is the chapter on Booker T. Washington, and then chapter 6 is one of the chapters on education, on higher education, university education. So those are the first chapters that you're going to work with, right? We're not going to read everything in this text because we don't have the time. So you'll start off with these chapters, and then by Thursday you want to have read chapters 10 through 14 plus the afterthought, which are the famous chapters. Okay, but we definitely want to get started with these first chapters.